Hello, everyone. We're talking about how to become a bestseller on Amazon this week, and this really excites me because this is like a dream come true. Whenever you see that little tag on beside your book that says #1 bestseller, I have a strategy of how to make that happen, even if you don't have a huge following. Because let's be honest, a lot of people with bestseller status, and you need lots and lots of people to buy your book. It's beneficial if you have a big database of readers, but we're not there yet. People are not there yet. You haven't, the author profile is not up there that sells books across Australia, but that is going to happen, okay, once you keep moving forward. But to help raise your author profile, one of the most beneficial things you can do is to get your book as a bestseller on Amazon. It's one of the really good things, as well as good reviews and things like that, okay? So it's a really beneficial thing for everybody across every genre, okay? So this is beneficial for everyone. And I'm going to share my strategy for doing this, okay? So first of all, I'm going to just let you know that I'm chatting in general here. I'm not going to go delve right into every book's journey because we know that every book is totally different. Every author publisher's journey is different. And if you want to connect with me about raising your profile to a level where you will be up there selling books instantly and hitting big distribution targets, then PM me, okay, and we'll have a chat about it. But for now, I'm going to chat about how to become a bestseller, okay, on Amazon. Okay, so one of the things, and the big thing is strategy, okay? You're setting the intention to make this miracle happen for you, okay? So a strategy in place. I would choose a day, one specific day that you're going to put the energy and channel the energy into becoming a #1 bestseller on Amazon, okay? Everybody's genre is different, so know your genre, know what categories your book fits into, okay? All of these back things are important, okay? I have some things written down here that I have used and that have worked, okay? One of my authors, who you probably seen me promoting her last week, Bernadette O'Connor, who's amazing. Her book's beautiful. And we say hi if you're online, by the way. And she reached #1 in both her subcategories and #6 in her main category. That is huge. Women's fiction, that's a huge category to get #6 in. She's done so well. She totally channeled her knowing to make that happen. 100%. She did not give up. Okay? So whenever I published Mindful Magic, I got #1 in a category of metaphysics on launch day, which was really cool because I was kind of testing it and I didn't expect to get #1. But to be able to, hi Sharon, hi Ali, to be able to do that was huge for me, and it helped raise the profile not only of me as an author, but also as a business person, but also raise the profile of my book. I could say that it was a bestseller on Amazon, which is really, really cool. Then you can move to the next level. But once you knock this one out of the court, then you can move to the next level, okay? So one of the things that's really important is that we are so lucky to live in Australia because Amazon AU channels books through there, okay? And the market in Amazon AU is not as competitive or as flooded as the ebook market in Amazon US or UK, okay? So one of my top strategies, one of my top tips for launching and getting to #1 bestseller is to share the link for Amazon AU with your Australian friends and subscribers and whoever else you're promoting to on launch day, okay? So that is one huge thing. Use the Amazon AU link as the direct link that you're guiding everybody through. Think of it as if you're herding your sheep, okay? You want to direct them straight to that link. That is one key, okay? So whenever I'm putting a book on Amazon, I put it on sale for 99 cents for a few days. Okay, so and I do that through KDP, Amazon KDP. So that's Kindle Direct Publishing, and anybody can have a Kindle Direct Publishing account. And I'm not going to go into the logistics of how to upload files to there or prepare your files. If you need to know, you can post in the group and I'll answer, or connect with me, you know, book a chat with me, okay? So setting up files with Amazon for a few days on 99 cents. But that would not deter me from uploading the ebook as an EPUB file to Ingram Spark after that. After you do your bestseller targeting, because then you can go out to iTunes and Kobo and Nook and Amazon, you know, Kindle through there. But for these few days, I would go through Kindle Direct Publishing to do this, because then you can go into your account and you can watch, and it's instantaneous. Whenever somebody buys your book, it's registered straight on your account. Then you can gauge that those sales, if you have a surge of sales, those sales will filter through to the bestseller list within 2 hours. Okay. Now, one of the most important things as well to remember is you really have to stock. You really have to stock the best-selling categories, in that you have on set for your book. Okay, and you really have to stock them for that whole day. So every single hour, Amazon will update its bestseller status. Okay, so you can be guaranteed 4 hours, so you can take a break in between. Okay, but every single hour they update. Okay, so whoever's at number one may not be at number one the next hour. Okay, so picking your categories is crucial to doing this. Okay, so I would pick so. For example, the book of the weekend was a women's fiction book, Let's Go Home. So we picked the women's fiction category. But because it's spiritual, we went down 2 subcategories that were not as competitive, and we aimed to get number one in them first, and then we were going for the big one. Okay. But whenever you get number one in those categories, and that is really cool to do also, but you just don't need as many people to buy your book for that to happen. Okay, so and it's totally achievable with 100 sales if you're in those minor categories. Okay, so think of that as a number that's doable, that you can make happen in one day, in 1 hour if you need to. Okay, and you can offer incentives, and I'll talk about that in a moment. Okay? So so block the 1 day. I'm just going to tick these as I go through them. Okay, so a sale for 99 cents. Block 1 day dedicated to getting your book to number one bestseller. Okay, host an online event. Okay, hosting an online event. We're going to talk about how you would do that next week. But hosting an online event gets people to you for that day. So you can, 99 cents is not that huge of an investment. The people will do that to support you and to make that happen for you, even if they haven't read their book. The next stage would be trying to get them to review it, but you can talk about that, and getting them to buy it initially is awesome. Okay, so if you host an online event, you're getting people totally, you're connecting with them on your page. You will have, you'll probably have a bit of a buzz around your book. Whenever you host an event, you'll have a buzz going, and people love to be part of that. It's really good for karma. It's really good for energy. So promote that, connect with as many people as possible. Okay, so Facebook event. Okay, Instagram on the day, just be really present on Instagram, with the short brief, with some really nice graphics and a direct link to that channel of your Amazon AU. If you want to go big and go Amazon US, you go for it. Okay, but I'm just recommending you start with Amazon AU and conquering that first. Okay, and then whenever you have a really big profile and lots of people following you, that you can then sort of gauge yourself for the bigger audiences, for the bigger bestsellers. Okay, be cheeky, send a group email out to all of your friends and ask them to support you and to buy your book for for 99¢. Just write a really lovely message. That's why it's really nice to be nice whenever you're an author, because people won't mind doing that for you. I know I certainly do not mind forking up 99¢, whenever, you know, to support an author getting to Amazon #1. No way. I love to give people ownership of that. People, if you give your readers ownership that they're part of this journey, that they're part of the success story of you getting to #1, they're going to celebrate with you. So let them be part of that, and they'll get their money's worth. Okay. Right. The big thing is, when you do get to #1, okay, so you've been stalking you all day, you've got your few hundred people buying your book, thousands if possible, and you can. And another thing before I go down and start talking about, offer an incentive. What do you offer? Are you able to offer some writing advice or a book? You know, put people in draw for a book if they come and share your post, or if they, you know, keep within Facebook guidelines, or if they come and comment underneath your Facebook post or Instagram page, put them all in the draw and have a few winners for your book, okay? Or for something else. Bernadette is a kinesiologist, and she gave away 3 sessions of kinesiology sessions. Awesome. She had a big surge of people come and comment and share and talk about it, and I could just see whenever that happened, I was stalking KDP for her, and then it was just rising as she did these things. So every action she took caused the reaction of people to flood in and just buy this book. Okay, so timing. Okay, so during the day people are busy. Okay, if you're doing it on the weekend, she done on Sunday, which was awesome, but also people can get distracted with family at the weekend. What I found was that evening was a good time. Now, I'm not saying that you're just kind of know when your readers would, or your people, your tribe would be online, and be present in all of those times. So if you've done something in the morning, make sure you do it again in the evening so that you don't miss out on that. The schedule in the morning will still be reflective in the evening, okay? Okay, I'm just watching time. I'm up in 12 minutes. Sorry. I always go over, so bear with me. So the big thing is, when you get to #1 best-selling status, get as many screenshots as possible. Once you get into the top 100, your book will be lined up against all the other books in that category. Once you start gauging some traction and getting that top 100 with one of your categories, that is when you are going to Amazon AU, your page, and you will start seeing number whatever in your top category, number whatever, and then for your 3 categories. So you just click on that and it'll bring you to that best-selling status. Get that screenshot, okay? If you reach #1 bestseller, okay, on the Amazon page where your book is for 99¢, or if you don't want to do 99¢, you can do $2.99, whatever. Once you get the people to buy it, okay, it doesn't have to be 9. You don't have to sell your soul to make it happen, but it's a really, really, people would not mind supporting you if you do that. So think about how much you want it, okay, and just do it for like a weekend for 2 days, okay. Then whenever you do reach bestseller, you'll get a nice little label up beside your book, and it will say #1 bestseller in whatever the category is that you got it in. And I love seeing that. It's just a wonderful feeling, and a buzz. If you have some surges of sales, you'll actually be put into the movers and shakers category as well, which is also awesome. So the effort that you put in will feed through Amazon. So be sure to check where you place in the movers and shakers on those days when you've got lots of sales filtering through. So those 24 hours are really important, but you can filter it out over the 48 hours. But once you start going past that, well, then you start to lose momentum. But 24 to 48 hours is effective. But you will start seeing your sales filter through within the first 2 hours, okay? So a few other tips are doing a Facebook ad, you know, on the day, you know, just how it was a little brief, 99-cent, 5-star book. You know, if you have your book reviewed, and I've talked about that before as well, just going with reader's favorite review or some Goodreads reviews. You know, just going with those kind of a thing to create a buzz around your book. Okay. So just to recap, okay. Strategy. Be strategic for your book. Channel your knowing. Your knowing is the most powerful thing that you can do. You know, you think, you feel it first, then you think it, then you take action. Okay, that's your knowing. So feel guided to where you need to post that, or when you need to post that, what you need to write. Connect with people at that time when you feel it, compelled to connect with them. Get people to talk, word of mouth, create a bit of a buzz. How can you make your book stand out that day? Just talk about a topic that's relevant. Get momentum by you know, having a giveaway, an incentive to buy, and know the difference in Amazon AU bestseller status and Amazon US bestseller status. Have the link to AU if that's where you're channeling everybody through, okay? If you have overseas buyers, they will have to go to UK, US, wherever they're located, and that's fine. But whenever it is to do with, if you can channel it through AU initially, that's awesome. If your readers are in the US, channel the US one. Why not go for that? Okay, but let's become best-selling authors, all of us. Why not? We can do it. Everybody in here's got an awesome book in them, either coming out or happening in production, or have already sold an awesome book. So you know, you can even relaunch it. Okay, so let's do it and let's have the buzz. Listen, I hope that you guys got something out of me sharing that strategy with you today. You will find lots of other different strategies online and things like that. Building up your databases of readers is really important in building success as a writer. Okay, so start that from day one. But you know, I hope that you did get that, and that if you want to chat with me or discuss things further, you can connect with me. Okay? I have a few other options as well as this site if somebody needs more intensive. But I really love the energy in this site, in this group, and the Everything Publishing Academy. And thank you so much for bearing with me as I am feeding through my school. I'm so excited about it. I cannot wait to share it with you guys, and it's going to be exclusive to this academy. Okay, so thank you so much for bearing with me. It's going to be an amazing year for us all. And if anybody has any questions at all, pop them in the comments, okay? And let's make our books the best-selling. Now, next, I'm not going to call for any categories for next week or any topics, because we've already chosen that we're going to chat about how to host an online book launch, okay? Which is really fun. All right. So thank you so much, everybody, for listening. And I cannot wait to connect with you all and watch everybody's books grow and reach Amazon and best-selling success. Bye.